Pearson Jeffries Cigar and Coffee Lounge presents The Chimney Effect. With your host, Jeff, also known as El Jefe, Mike, also known as Big Smoke, and Lance, also known as Be More Smooth.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us once again for Pearson Jeffries' The Chimney Effect. Today we are smoking a cigar called The Illusion. It's one of ours. It's a medium, mild to medium body cigar. It's a 4-country blend, Ecuadorian, Nicaraguan, Dominican, and Colombian. We are lighting it now, just toasting it a little bit. Very, very airy cigar. We're smoking a 5 1/4 by 60. I don't usually do big cigars, but with this cigar, we can get away with it because it's very smooth, very airy, very light. And we're also drinking some Cafe Jeffries, which is a new blend of coffee that I blended about 2-3 weeks ago. Took about a month and a half to get the blend right, but it is perfect. And I think it will pair well with the Illusion. We're just starting out. I haven't even taken a draw on this cigar yet, but I'm about to because we are now just toasting it. I hear Be More Smooth over there clicking on that lighter. He must not be getting the flame that he wants. But again, I'm here with my boys, Big Smoke and Be More Smooth. And we are coming to you this evening with a lot to talk about. But the biggest topic of the day is COVID-19. How has COVID-19 affected you guys? I'll go to you first, Big Smoke.
Well, I work in a correctional facility, and protocol has been established where everybody entering the institution, temperature must be checked. If you have a low-grade fever, they are sending you home.
Wow.
They have suspended visits, no more volunteers, just people going in that have business going in. Basically, essentially, bare bones to handle the needs in the day-to-day, basically feeding them, medicating them, recreation, just the things that need to go on. They are going to work. The shops are open. Guys are going to work, but the general public being injected into the institution and people that have no business that are not normally there for any other reason than to work, it has been shut down. It is very, very it's a chore. I think the Pennsylvania Department of Corrections has done an excellent job in instituting a protocol. Each shift is responsible for cleaning their work area with a very high, very high concentrated disinfectant. You must clean your work area at least 3 times a day. All your areas are wiped down. I mean, to me, the institution is cleaner now than it was 18, 19 months ago when they opened it up.
Wow.
And I think the governor's done a great job. I think and giving us some direction and support that we need. And I believe that the Secretary of Corrections has been on it. Each individual facility has instituted its own protocol, and so far, so good. So far, so good. Thank goodness.
What about you, Smooth?
I don't even know what COVID-19 is, man.
Okay. Let's.
I know what that Rona is, though.
Okay.
The Corona?
Okay.
Got that Rona out there,
Okay.
man.
Okay.
No,
Well-
man. It's just been crazy, having 2 young kids. Well, my daughter ain't so young anymore, but both still in school. They're out the next 2 weeks. My wife's job
Look at that.
has shut down, said don't come in the office for the next 2 weeks.
Wow.
I work from home. Now I got to figure out what the hell I'm going to do, man.
Have we ever seen an occasion where this has happened in our lifetime, where schools were closed and municipal buildings were closed and
not me.
hospitals are still open, pharmacies are still open, supermarkets are still open, but
Right.
people are imploring you to
Stay home.
Stay home.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, on a lighter note, you guys are just starting with this Illusion. I know that you got some sweetness right off the bat. I know you did.
It's on the wrapper, bro. Soon as I put my lips on the wrapper, I know you didn't put anything
Pause.
in there intent. Oh yeah, facts. I know it wasn't. You didn't put anything there, but the sweetness you get in the smoke, you get a little sweetness from the wrapper.
Yes.
I like the dark Connecticut wrapper.
Yes.
Yeah, I like it, man. It's
Very smooth.
Very smooth. You get that tobacco sweetness.
But you get a lot of flavor.
Absolutely.
Does it pair well with the Cafe Jeffries?
Very much so. Very much so.
Well, both of these items you can get on PearsonJeffries.com. The Cafe Jeffries coffee is not up there yet, but it will be soon. But the illusion is definitely there. This cigar sells for about $9. But if you come into the shop and you mention Be More Smooth, you will get.
What's the day, man? I done had such a shitty week, man. You're only getting 10% off this time, man.
10% off.
So it's $8. Or $8.10.
But if you mention, if you mention the phrase "cheer up, Lance" or "cheer up, Smooth," I might give you another 5%, maybe. But this coronavirus has affected everything.
Everything, bro.
It's going to start affecting Pearson Jeffries as well because this is a time when we start to with March Madness.
Absolutely.
You got the NBA that's been shut down.
Shut down.
Hockey shut down. Soccer shut down. I mean, it's I've never seen a time like this.
Absolutely.
And it's going to affect a lot of things. So hopefully they're working on the vaccine and get it out to the public very fast. And hopefully it'll stay out of Pearson Jeffries.
I believe the only blessing that we have is that flu season is just about up. Although this is a much more aggressive and opportunistic virus because
Rodney,
you only have to be within 6 feet.
To catch it?
I said 6 feet. There are a couple advantages to this virus. I believe it can only live on the surface for not a long period of time.
Gotcha.
Some of the things they want you to do to be preventative. Nothing's prophylactic, but to be preventative, they want you to drink plenty of water. Because they said once it gets washed down into your stomach, if it's in your throat, they want you to drink plenty of water. Because once the back of your throat gets dry, they say it's too late. So once you stay well hydrated, gargle with a salt water solution. All the things that you normally would do if you had the flu. Also, it has a very adverse effect on those with compromised immune systems. So we really, really need to be careful. I'm pretty sure all of us come into contact with maybe somebody who's in contact with, if you're not in contact with somebody you're in contact with, is probably in contact with someone that has a compromised immune system.
Yes.
And things like that. So you just have to be.
That they might not even know about.
That they might not even be known about. And I think one of the challenges that we have in this society is because the world has become smaller with transportation, people moving back and forth, people are traveling more than they ever have. Not only within the continental United States, but abroad. And we're running we have a particular challenge here because we're only less than 15 minutes from Philadelphia Airport, and we've had people jump off a plane, check into their hotel rooms, and slide right over here for a cup of coffee and cigars. We don't know where they came from.
That's correct.
Facts.
That's correct. And before, a month ago, we didn't worry about it. We welcomed it, basically. But now we have to be a little concerned. I mean, I think today I might have washed my hands 8 times.
Swear, my hands starting to peel. I'm washing so much.
Yes, and I think I've used the hand sanitizer about 8 times.
Yeah, plenty of hand sanitizer, plenty of washing your hands. And like you said, Lance, my hands are kind of raw from just constantly washing my hands.
And I mean, I have to say this: the people that have been infected, I wish them well. Hope they get better soon, basically. And for everybody else, just keep trying to follow the protocols that they put out there so everybody can stay healthy. My question is, what are we gonna do without sports?
Man,
We're
that's
gonna
it.
have to. You know what we're gonna have to do without sports?
We're gonna play Monopoly?
No, I believe that. I believe when we shake up out of this thing, I believe that we'll be a lot closer because you're gonna have to start talking to people. Your face is not gonna be in the device.
For sure.
You're not gonna have that many distractions, so you are going to get much more in tune and connected to the people that you're around, and hopefully that'll encourage us to be better people. To be better
Okay.
people.
I think we're gonna need a little more time, but I get it. It's a good start.
It's a great start.
It's a good start.
Talk about starts. I think the illusion is a great cigar.
Mhm.
I like them a little more robust. And as I stated in cigar, in our road or introduction to cigars, when I started out smoking cigars, I smoked in particular the Drew Estates had, or the Natural had, the Dirt Torpedo.
Okay.
Okay, and I smoked that aromatic, and it was a very good cigar, full flavored cigar.
Okay.
This, if we remember, and I'm pretty sure we all do, this is right before you introduced your flavors.
That is correct.
Right, and on the road to your flavors, you came up with this illusion, and like you said, it was very airy. And I know you didn't. Did you add anything to this as aromatic or anything like that?
Not at all.
Right,
It's the 4 raw tobaccos that makes this blend. I started sampling this cigar with making this actually a 7x60. But once you chop the inch and a half off of it, basically, it actually gave it a little more flavor. It was actually a little too smooth, being an inch and a half longer. And that happens. It'll burn cooler. The smoke is away from you. Takes longer to travel. So that inch and a half makes a big difference. It really does. But the flavors in this cigar, and I just sipped on this Cafe Jeffries, is working perfectly.
Now,
they're both very flavorful, man.
Yes.
Both very flavorful. You know, I'm a spice guy, so I like my cigars with a lot of spice, but I like the illusion because it doesn't give me the spice, but it gives me a lot of notes and just a lot of flavor. You know,
and it's
every
very,
step
very
of the
easy
way.
to smoke.
Oh, very easy. Well, I mean, most of your cigars are easy to smoke in general.
and talking about this, we also, my big thing is, and we talk about all the time, that I'm a caveman. I'm a Neanderthal at my core, and when I smoke a cigar, I want to get some masculinity out of it. And I think one of the great things about all your cigars, even your flavors, is it has, at its core, it has a cigar smoker's point of view in mind.
Right.
And this here, like I said, although it's lighter, I've always enjoyed this. I've always enjoyed this. In fact, my brother, I think I might put this in my rotation. I'm enjoying this so much.
And for this cigar, man, and you know, for it to be a 60 ring gauge, and at this size, it's a very airy cigar. That's why when people buy this cigar, I suggest that they punch it because you get a lot of smoke out of this cigar. A lot of air flows through the cigars because this cigar, like a lot of my other cigars, are rolled in the intubade style, which is you roll the filler in bunches so the air can flow over the cigar as it burns, which will give you more smoke. It's the old Cuban way of rolling cigars. But
And the punch.
this cigar is not so light that you don't get. This cigar gives you so much flavor and some soft spice. And using this particular primers and particular tobaccos, this is what we've come up with, and it's excellent. And I'm with you. I don't smoke it that often, but you know I might start. It is a great grab and go cigar.
Yeah,
it really is.
I don't think I had a Cuban though with that draw. Cuban's a little tighter than
a lot tighter.
a lot tighter than most cigars.
Not
so.
that I've had a Cuban cigar, because that's illegal.
Well, hold up. I'm gonna walk on the wild side and say I had one.
Right.
But the one I had, it was beautiful. Really was. But we're here to talk about Cuban cigars.
And I don't. every cut that you make in a cigar, and I've had them all, gives you a totally different. I could punch this cigar. I don't like a punch because it's a lot of tobacco. Boom, right in your mouth, and you get it right in your palate. It's very concentrated. And this cigar, and you hit it right on the nail, right on the head, my brother. This needs to be punched because it does intensify the flavor. My boy James Cameron, who's been here a couple times, I've said it, and you said each cigar you make, you have a particular flair, a particular profile, and a particular style, and you do good. You do very, very good.
Appreciate that.
And if I don't mind a punch on a cigar, you done good.
This cigar, if you dig too deep into it, or if you use a guillotine, and even if you shave it, it's going to give you a lot more smoke, and the flavor is going to intensify a lot faster, believe it or not. And usually it doesn't really matter which type of cut you put on a cigar to smoke it, but I've just found in this particular cigar, the punch is best because of how much smoke it gives you and how airy it is.
This is why they call me Big Smoke.
Absolutely, you got clouds over your head like it's about to rain.
Yeah,
really. But I mean, here's the thing. Back to this. There's no basketball, no March Madness.
None.
I mean, here's an industry that no one's talked about at all.
Well, March Madness, as everybody knows, it is the most watched and the most. It has the most fan participation of any sporting event in this country.
Well, I'm going one deeper. Here's one deeper. Look at how much money the gaming industry is going to lose over the next 30 days. Look at all the people that can't place bets. There's no sports.
Bets. Who bets?
A friend of mine at work said that he's a Disney World fan. He spends about 3-4 weeks every year in Disney, and he said he got a message on his phone yesterday.
Close, baby.
Yep. I mean, not only because closed, right before they closed it, round trip tickets, $90.
Wow.
For 3 people.
Wow.
To go to Florida?
Absolutely.
Corona prices, baby.
Yeah.
That's funny. Corona prices.
But we're not talking about no double deuces.
Yeah, no double deuces.
No double deuces. Shout out to you, Aunt Rives.
Do you how long do you guys think this is going to last?
Well, I believe 2 weeks. I don't believe that we fully understand. We really never had a live test, especially in this nation, to understand A, how fast it's going to spread. Okay. B, if you need to contain it, how are you going to contain it?
Correct.
And C, more importantly, if you can somewhat contain it or slow down the spread, how long is it before you can kind of have some type of control over it? That is an agenda that the CDC and this nation has to take into account, because we're just trying to. This right here is just to see how fast it spreads. If you had to lock down your nation and limit personal contact with people, how's it going to affect? And then we're going to have to find out how we're going to react as a nation. Economically,
right? Because we got to come back from this.
Okay, educationally, we've had several conversations about colleges being shut down, and they don't even have a emergency preparedness plan where they can send out the lesson plans and these kids get their work done if they're in a traditional school. They're halfway through. They've done midterms. A lot of schools are in the midst of spring break.
Correct.
Parents have put out money.
Right.
And now they have to come up with a plan, either to do it online, to push back graduations.
Right.
People have made several plans I have an event coming up in May that's been pushed back to October. That thing we normally go.
Tell them what your event is.
Okay, Cigar Fest has been pushed back from May to the middle of October. Yeah,
that's 5 months.
Yeah,
they went deep on that one. Now, what about the people that can't come in October? Do they get their money back?
Right.
They're gonna have to make some adjustments.
But
You might be able to get a something on eBay real cheap.
Yeah.
What do they do? What do you do for the parents that have paid for the semester or the year?
Absolutely.
For tuition.
But you pay for housing, you pay for meal plans.
Meal plans.
You know what I'm saying? You pay for everything, bro.
And just in my opinion, these colleges, y'all should get that money back.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you told these students they got to be out by 4 o'clock same day.
Same day.
How about
you didn't give the parents no warning, no nothing.
How about the kids that are from, let's say, L.A., go to school at University of Penn, they have an apartment,
Right.
and now they're playing a road game,
Mm-hmm.
and for the next couple of weeks,
Right.
they're in an apartment and they don't, no school as a resource to socialize or anything else.
Right.
What about your exchange students that are here from overseas that were staying in the dorms?
Yeah.
What are you going to do? I mean, it's affecting every aspect from the stock market to education and everything in between.
Education, not only education, entertainment. You talked about the sports.
Yep.
The
Masters got postponed. That hurt me, man. I look forward to watching the Masters every year, man.
Yo, man, we need to. You know what? We need to get down. We need to get together one year and go down to Augusta.
That's on my bucket list, man.
Yeah,
gotta go one year.
You know what I want to do, man? And we talked about it. Remember, we talked about it. We wanted to go ahead and do a major league tour.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Get a bus and hit every major league stadium. Absolutely, man.
On the Pearson Jeffries bus.
On the Pearson Jeffries bus.
Yes.
We're talking about Seattle.
With the Major League cigar.
With the Major League cigar.
And get it done. Really.
Hey,
how's this cigar shaping up for you guys? I know that you guys are fast smokers. Especially you, Big Smoke.
I got one on deck, baby.
You got
I got one on deck.
You stay strapped.
Okay. Now, has this smoothing out for you, or is it picking up in flavor?
To me, it's very consistent throughout, man. It doesn't change much for me.
It's picking up for me.
It's consistent for me.
It's picking up.
You smoking a lot of it. Again, you can get these cigars, this Illusion, this 5.5 by 60 on PearsonJeffries.com. Or you can come here to the shop at Pearson Jeffries at 925 Providence Road, Seacane, PA. Ask for Smooth. And today, he had a bad week, so you get 10% off.
My
10% is not bad.
It's not. It's a discount.
Yes, but you must buy a 5-pack.
Absolutely.
Hey, bro, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that the cigar of the month, if you come in the shop, month of March, heck, if you come in April, I think the brother will honor it. I think the cigar of the month should be the Lobster Black.
We can do that.
I think if they come in the shop between now and the end of March, I think you can do something special for them.
Well, Lobster Black is a cigar that we actually haven't done yet here on the podcast.
So we can't give it away, man.
But we will.
We will.
Now listen,
I love
today,
it, though.
listen, bro. Because I came after you left today, and I didn't actually smoke the Lobster Black.
5 minutes.
I smoked
After
the.
you left.
Yeah.
Listen, I smoked the Añejo, and not that anybody that's watching or listening would know about this, but I smoked it down to a roach. I got a roach clip out, and I started listening to the Steve Miller Band and the Doobie Brothers, and I thought it was 78 all over again.
Absolutely.
Not that I've seen that happen before.
Yeah. Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah. You know how I feel, taking it back to sports, you know who I really feel bad for? And as far as this tournament goes, feel bad
The seniors.
The seniors,
The
absolutely.
seniors. I
bro.
was thinking about that yesterday, bro.
That's their last hurrah. A lot of them cats ain't going to the league. This is their last hurrah. You know what I'm saying? And now they don't get to finish it.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think that, March Madness is what, 2 weeks?
No,
So
it's 3 weeks.
Yeah,
3
it's
weeks.
3. Yeah.
Do you think that they will try to put it back on if this dies down?
It's almost impossible because the arenas are
booked up
3-4 years in advance.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Wow.
You know that thing is already set. You know where your championships are going to be.
Yep.
You got people and it's a very, very unique tournament, and the fact that they give you a bracket, and you have to make a decision what you're going to do immediately, whether your team wins or lose. And if you think your team is good enough to make it to the Sweet 16, you have to buy that whole package.
Wow.
You just can't buy your one game that you're going to.
I didn't know that.
You have to take that if it's let's say it's 4 games that day in Philadelphia. You can't buy one ticket. You got to buy the whole shooting match. But not just for Friday. You got to buy the whole shooting match Friday and the whole shooting match Sunday.
Well, were tickets available like before this started, or did people buy tickets already?
Oh, absolutely.
I'm not on the
And then you have to take a guess what bracket you're gonna go in. If you're let's say Villanova Wildcats make it, and they might not be on the East, they might be out in the West. So all right, now I want to go see Villanova there in Albuquerque, New Mexico. They have to buy that whole package. You know,
I'm more not really concerned, but no one's really looking at it. And I got to say it again, the gaming industry was looking to make billions.
Oh, absolutely, man.
Just from the NBA. Well, forget about sports in general, but from March Madness, that 3 weeks of gambling.
I think I'm going to line up. After my brother speaks, I'm gonna say something.
It's like you got March Madness. What you got to think, this is like prime time, bro. You got March Madness. You got the NBA. You got baseball coming back. You got the Masters.
Hockey's about to wrap up. Hockey,
absolutely.
We're talking about
this is
hockey.
Like prime time for every sport, bro. Soccer,
yeah, but we're talking about
boxing matches are over.
Yeah, we're talking about NCAA. We have to talk about. We don't give enough shout out to the NHL. That's affecting 2 nations.
Absolutely.
Because we have quite a few teams
in Canada.
In Canada,
correct.
Now you're affecting their economy.
Yes. Do you think that this coronavirus could have been, could have headed it off at the pass a little bit? Do you think that we're at the beginning, or you think we're at the end?
I believe that. I think we're right in the middle.
Okay.
I think we're right in the middle. We don't know how it's going to affect us, and then what do we do as a society moving forward with how we just interact with each other? I went to work the other day. I'm going to say it. I went to work the other day, and a good brother I work with had a cough. And I got a call from an officer, and that officer said, "Why is he at work? He shouldn't even be here." Forwarded it to the captain, and the captain had to make a very tough decision and asked him would he go to medical. He acquiesced. He didn't have to, but he acquiesced. Said he was fine, but he had been rumbling a bug for a couple weeks.
Well, do you think that panic is setting in, or do you think that people are just being overly concerned?
Absolutely. I think that when we talk about immediate responders, Brother Ray, he who's the producer, he is a firefighter, and he's going to have to respond to certain things. And is any light you can shed on this thing, Ray?
Nope. Ray's not rapping today.
No, I'm here. We can actually, we got protocols in place. We got equipment from the county. We've gone over SAPs and procedures to make sure that we're practicing as safely as possible. We've closed down our station to the public. Nobody in or out for the public. Just volunteers for calls and our career staff when they're on duty. That's it. Nobody else in the building.
Okay. Have you seen, Ray, any calls where, especially from a standpoint of paramedics, where people are, calling because they got a cough and they believe they have it? So a lot of panic. Have you seen panic set in?
I'm seeing panic all over the place. It's all over. People got to learn to not panic. A simple cough could be from anything. It could be allergies. It could be a cold. It could be a little bit of the flu. It could be a number of things. But it may not. just because you're coughing doesn't mean it's coronavirus.
Well, we see that all the time when people try to, inhale a cigar when they want to retrohale, and that cigar is a little too heavy for them.
Yeah.
They're gonna hack a little bit.
I've done it.
Yeah, I'm sure. I've seen it.
Well, and we're just talking about this here. The fallout is going to be, like you said, you talking about seniors. We're just talking about playing basketball, but we're talking about people. They got people coming in town the first and second week of May, expecting somebody to graduate.
Fact.
Correct.
Expecting people to graduate. You have students who expect to graduate, who employment is contingent on them completing their studies,
Correct.
starting their job the end of May, the beginning of June, and that may be pushed back.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a ripple effect that's going to affect, and we don't know how we're going to respond in reference to that.
Well, it's also going to affect the number one business in the world. The number one business in the world is tourism. In the United States, the number one city in the world is New York. And New York has already had some cases. We don't want to get to the point where they shut down them tunnels,
Oh man.
basically. But it could get that deep. But tourism is again, it's the number one business in the United States. And when people come to these United States as tourists, the first thing they want to do is come to the Big Apple.
Come to the Big Apple.
First thing. They want to see Lady Liberty. They want to see Empire State Building. They want to see actually where the towers were.
Times Square, man.
They want to see
Can you
Times
imagine?
Square.
That's
Yes,
nuts down
it
there,
is the
man.
number one business in the world, and it is going to affect that as well. And I'm sure it already has.
And how about in our fair city, Philadelphia, where you want to go ahead and see Independence Mall
Absolutely.
and things like that. And I come home first thing in the morning, and the last 2 days, and I know because when I'm going to work, when I'm coming home from work, you're going to work.
Right.
How was traffic today? Last couple of days,
Oh, light.
traffic was extremely light,
Yes.
extremely light, and we can tell just by that, just by how traffic is, that this is something awesome. This is something that we've never seen before. And in the next 2 weeks, traffic is going to be lighter for me coming home
Right.
because I have to go to work. We had an individual, we had one of the residents go out Wednesday night to the hospital,
Mm-hmm.
and then we quarantined him because there was a coronavirus scare.
Gotcha.
Now, and then, I filled all the phone calls at the control center, and they're calling me, officers, does he have the coronavirus? Does he have the coronavirus? He just had the flu. And we're just talking about, I never received 20, 30 phone calls
Mm-hmm.
about a resident coming back, or an inmate coming back from a trip, and they're concerned whether this guy has the coronavirus.
Right.
Yes. Yes. Well, it's everywhere in terms of the media. When you go to all the sports channels, ESPN, Fox Sports, all the sports networks, this is all they talk about because they have no more news.
Oh,
There's
absolutely.
no- there's no-
There's nothing
absolutely.
going. There's nothing going on but this coronavirus.
Correct.
You go to up in King of Prussia because Montgomery County shut down. Montgomery County's been shut
Sure.
down
Yeah.
since yesterday.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, and up in King of Prussia, at one of the medical centers, the doctor was infected.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how many people did he come across?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you had 2 or 3 doctors at University Penn Hospital.
Oh,
You had 2 doctors at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, and they were surgeons. So how many people have they come across as well in
Okay.
the hospital?
and how about those people that's going to mushroom out?
Correct.
No matter what.
Is going to, and I just my prayers, thoughts, and hopes go out to everyone because
Everyone.
this is something that we haven't even fathomed, imagined, or anything else like that. We see it in the movie with movies like Outbreak
Yes.
and things like
Contagion.
that. It can yeah, absolutely, and it's starting to hit home now.
It's funny that we say, when we switch gears and we say on a lighter note, let's talk about some politics. Because since we've had our last podcast,
Before we go to politics, though,
yes.
I just want to say one group we did forget about is all the employees out there that's getting shut in, but they don't have no paid time off. They relying on that paycheck. You know what I'm saying? They affected by it. And I want to shout out Kevin Love from the Cleveland Cavaliers. He donated $100,000 to be doled out to the employees that work at the stadium that the Cleveland Cavaliers play in. So I thought that was
That's touch class.
You know absolutely.
Touch of class.
Absolutely.
It helps. It helps. We don't give him any credit, and we don't like to give him any credit. I think the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, and I'm not a Trump supporter, or any candidate or anything for that matter, but he had the foresight to inject some money into this crisis.
Facts.
never too late.
Great segue into politics. What you have on your mind, my man?
Well, last time we talked, man, you had what? You still have 4 candidates running for president on the Democratic side. Now we're down to what, 2? And Biden is the front runner now. Do you guys think this is going to affect people coming out to the town hall meetings and to different caucuses, basically, so they can hear him speak?
For sure.
That's something, brother, that I never even thought about it. How does it affect his campaign or the campaign strategy going forward, and nobody's coming out?
Correct. Nobody's coming out, and now he actually has to lean on a device that, we don't know how much money the man's working with. He has a big contributor right now, but, how does he lean on television where everything that's on TV is about this virus?
Well, let me ask you this, though. Will it really affect them at all? Because Bernie got the same problem as well.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Same problem.
How about this? It's going to affect the winner. It's going to affect the winner of whoever the Democratic nominee is. It's going to affect him one way. Whoever wins is going to affect him one way or the other. And I don't believe that it affects him in a positive way because he can't get out. He can't drum up his supporters.
He needs to be seen.
He needs to be seen. He needs to be out there. He needs to be out there. He needs to be shaking hands and kissing babies.
Correct.
And he's not going to be able to do it because of this scare. Does it help the sitting president? Absolutely, it helps.
Oh, it definitely helps.
It helps him. It helps him.
I agree. With
his base is his base, and you talking about a guy. You talking about whoever the nominee is, or whoever wins the nomination is going to have to rumble. He's at least 3 weeks behind. At least.
Facts.
The lockdown right now is 2 weeks right now. We're already a week behind. 2 weeks to come with maybe some more things coming up. Maybe some more things coming up. Now, what do you do? Doesn't affect us so much here at Pearson Jeffries. But what is the eatery around the corner? What do they do?
Well, my brother owns a barbecue place.
I'm talking about the place around the corner.
I understand
Your brother.
I'm getting to that. My brother owns a barbecue place. Dibs, D-I-B-B-S, barbecue, right here in Philadelphia, 5617 Lancaster Avenue, just to give him a little shout out. But he has an eatery where you don't eat inside. So he told me today that his business has picked up because a lot of your eateries, people don't want to actually go out and sit amongst other people. And that's a segue to answer your question, basically. It might start to hurt all of your places where you have to sit down and eat.
How about next Tuesday, St. Patty's Day? The biggest day for taverns
Absolutely.
out there. And people will be apprehensive about going to the tavern.
I think the business that's going to get more business is your DoorDashes, your Grubhubs,
DoorDash.
all your delivery places. If people don't want to gather, then they want to have their food brought to them.
Leave it on the steps, cuz.
Well, listen, I look at it like this: if something's wrong with you bringing it to me, you might as well put it in my hand because I'm already caught.
Right.
Cuz give me 6.5 feet.
You know they've been pushing them alerts. Uber Eats. I woke up this morning. Uber Eats certain alerts, discounts, 30% off.
Exactly.
You know?
They are taking advantage and capitalizing on this crisis, which
Yeah.
is, it's a capitalist society. So, I ain't mad at them, really. But you had someone like, I believe, like DoorDash that was about to go public, and the stock market is down to damn near nothing.
Right.
So, it's really starting to affect everything.
Mm-hmm.
Really is. And as well as I do, you guys know that, and I forgot who said it, but cash moves everything around me.
Cream, get the money.
Absolutely. And the cash has to keep moving. Has to. So
Has to.
it's up to the government to fix this thing or maintain this or contain this fast, because we can't afford to have things halt.
Yeah.
But we've already been hit. No one's thinking about gaming, of course, because, people don't really look at that
Right.
industry. But that industry is worth billions.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And they don't look at the media. I mean, they don't look at what it directly affects, basically. They only look at what affects them. But you have major, major industries, starting with the stock market.
Mm-hmm.
If that money stops moving, then that's your Great Depression all over again. That money has to move. Has to move. It's not about how much money the country makes. And of course, you got to make a certain amount of money, but it's about that money circulating. That money must maintain circulation. There's an actual formula. I used to know the formula. I don't know it anymore, but there's an actual formula in place to make sure that that money maintains its rotation. Because money is not made or lost. It's just transferred.
Facts.
So you have to keep the transfer of money, cash, moving. Otherwise, you got major problems. And that's why, I believe, always think when I think of different crises, I think that, of course, the crisis is much bigger than one person.
Oh, fact.
And I always believe that, the powers that be will make sure that we will not get to where we might be headed, because it's not going to only affect one person. It's going to affect everybody. And when it starts affecting, the people that are in charge, then we got some issues.
Yeah.
Really. Just my opinion.
Absolutely.
It's my opinion. But before we get started on anything else, back to this illusion. I'm about halfway through. I'm sure you guys are more than that. I'm about halfway through, and it's still, like Smooth said, it's staying beautifully consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Really is. And the coffee, cooling a little bit, is actually pairing with this. It's bringing out some notes in this cigar that are excellent.
I had to
And
take the
Big
label
Smoke
off,
keep
brother.
putting clouds over his head like it's about to rain.
Yeah, I had to take my label off, broski.
Me too,
Wow.
man.
You guys are down to the label?
Yeah.
Past it. Yeah, this thing getting good, man.
Wow.
This thing getting good to me.
Okay.
It's getting a little sweeter for me too now.
It's getting a little good to me.
The sweetness is picking up a little bit.
If anybody want the illusion here at Pearson Jeffries, you can get it online at pearsonjeffries.com, or you can come to Pearson Jeffries Cigar Lounge at 925 Providence Road in the C. Kane Shopping Center, and get as many as you want. They're always here.
So, one thing earlier when you asked Ray about panic, right? I'm living in the panic in my household, right?
I'm sure you are.
My wife, man, I'm on my way here. She like, oh, you really gonna go? You can contract that disease and bring it back to us. I said, shit, I'm good. I'm out. She said, oh, so you don't care, huh? I was like, come on, man.
That's how it is, Dad.
I get the same thing. I got the same thing last night. Hey, take this bleach and water. Take this Lysol, because if you had to shut down for a month, you probably out of business.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm serious. It's serious. You got to make sure you wash your hands. I wouldn't even, for women, I wouldn't even call it panicking. They just a little bit more cautious.
Yes, absolutely.
And concerned.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
And
concerned.
concerned.
Yeah,
About everything,
absolutely.
every single thing.
And you also asked how long you think this coronavirus is going to affect sports. Well, the NBA announced that they're definitely shutting down for the next 30 days.
Okay.
So they're 30 days off the rip before
Now, are they big enough to push back? And when I say push back, I mean, let's say in 30 days they start again. Will they carry the season out
No.
30 days more?
No, I believe they'll go straight to the playoffs.
No, Adam Silver said they would, and they're looking to possibly push in the finals back to it'll start in July.
When does the finals usually start?
It's usually
End of June. End of June, they done.
End of June they're done. So it's like early June, late May.
They always start the end of April. The playoffs always start the end of April. It's like the week or two after March
Gotcha.
Madness. After March Madness, They normally start the last week in
Like
in
mid-April,
April,
yeah.
beginning of May, and then each series is about 2 weeks long. About 2 weeks long, and then what they wind up doing,
Not the first round.
what the first round 7 games.
But they usually sweeps.
Well, listen. Well, the last couple of years they've had some tough series.
Oh, they have, yeah.
And even with that, so I remember they used to have some flexibility. The finals date is set.
right.
I don't care if both of them sweep through everybody. It's already set. The
Gotcha.
conference finals is set,
Gotcha.
and the finals is set. So if you go ahead and you sweep that team, it's possible that you have 10 plus days off.
Oh, it's possible.
So let's on an even better note. I think this week everybody was shooting around the information about Dak Prescott. Did they finalize
No.
the deal that
No,
you
not
know?
yet.
What did they offer him?
The last report I heard before
350
the,
over 10.
I don't know.
No,
All I read was that they made him a deal that where he would be the highest paid.
350 over 10.
That's impossible.
What you mean it's impossible?
It's impossible.
Well, it was only 100.
It's like, no, they offered him that such a long deal because you can spread it out. Yeah, but it's got to be some
he
wiggle
was
in
supposed
that.
to get 100 and
Something was up
something like that
front.
up front. When he signed, he was getting 100 million.
And that's a straight 10-year deal.
That was a 10-year deal.
Yeah.
However, they'll defer it and everything else.
Yeah.
Just like they just gave this kid that plays Yelchich or whatever his name is, the baseball player.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be paying him for the next 20, 30 years.
Oh yeah, they defer that.
Well, I believe that if it's a deal to be had with Prescott and he actually gets a chance to ink his name and they give him a check for $100 million,
that's a fair
in my
deal.
opinion, he should take it.
The 10-year deal, I think that's fair on a per year average for what he's done.
In fact, the 5 years, it'll be great for the Dallas Cowboys
Right.
as an organization. However, here's the strategy: do you wait for the CBA, where they might up the
Salary cap.
salary cap
Yeah.
and everything, and he could quite possibly go from 35 close to 40.
Well, here's the question. Because of what we're going through now with this contagion, basically, will it push even the CBA talks back?
No, I don't think they won't do the CBA. However, strategically speaking, here's what has to happen: the draft might be pushed back
Yes.
because
Yes.
there are no workouts.
Right.
Workouts, if you do work out, it got to be by FaceTime or Skype.
Wow.
Okay. Then, now, if you wanted to go in another direction and quite possibly work out a quarterback, and if you want to go another direction and do something different, now you can't. He is now sitting in a catbird seat.
True.
This where it has hurt other people, some people, other people, it has given them a clear advantage.
Do you think it's going to affect the football season?
Hard to say. We don't know yet.
I would say no.
It's going to definitely affect OTAs. It's going to
affect OTAs.
It's going to affect the OTAs or organized team activities. It's going to affect
not necessarily though.
Because it's in May. You have to give guys an opportunity to get themselves together to do that. It's going to right now. You're looking at least a 2-week pushback.
Will be in March, April, May. Your early OTAs aren't
May.
Your main guys usually don't come to the first OTAs. It's usually your rookies and
your free agents.
Yeah.
Correct.
But yeah, I see what you're saying though.
It's going to definitely affect. It won't affect the season. It'll affect how they process talent, how they'll process transactions,
Right. Absolutely.
acquisitions.
Yeah.
And people they probably would cut are probably not going to get cut. Because now you're looking at, I'm going to get rid of my whole, Eagles are talking about getting rid of their whole defensive backfield.
Really?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, they have to.
They're going to have to get rid of their whole defensive backfield, where they were talking about definitely getting rid of Malcolm Jenkins. Now, Malcolm Jenkins might be the lesser of every evil, instead of getting rid of all 4, they might get rid of 3.
I heard there's great break the bank open for Byron Jones from the Cowboys. They're Pro Bowler.
Right, but how you do it and everything that's involved in all of this is going to definitely affect how you process your free agents, how you process everything else,
Mm-hmm.
and just like we talked about, the kids coming out of school are going to get hurt. They're not going to be able to showcase, and it might affect how they're able to work their dollars up. Because now I can't show you what I got.
Correct.
And again, those first OTAs with no veterans really there, guess where you get your shine on.
Right, but now I can't. Where I might have been a 4th rounder trying to work my way up to a 3rd or a 2nd rounder, I can't do that because now the New York Giants can say to a guy, "I don't know what you got, man. I haven't seen you worked out, and the best I can do is X, Y, Z."
But you know why I hate that all the time, bro? But you're right. But I hate it because the tape don't lie. You know what I'm saying?
Well, listen,
the tape don't lie.
The tape don't lie, but if you put a guy in a situation, let me see how you're going to do this. What do you think about this? What do you think about that?
The mentals of the game.
The mentals of the game.
Well, I know you said the tape don't lie, but doesn't it affect who you are? Even if you are doing some type of training or if you're on the field against, they look at tape from college.
Correct.
But they put you on the field with some people that are in the pros. You know, your performance will be affected by who's opposing you. So, you know, they can say, I've seen you in college and you're great against college players. But let's see you here. But we can't say we can see you here because these guys aren't ready yet.
Right, we talking about live. You know better than anybody in this room or anybody that comes in this
But
shop.
you're talking about after already you got them. But I'm speaking on, so even if you get to put them through all these workouts, I'm not basing, in my opinion, I would never base my draft pick off how fast you ran this 40 I saw you.
Correct.
And I can just throw on the tape from your college. I could better evaluate you in that than in shorts and shirt. So if I can't evaluate you in shorts and shirt, I'm just going to defer to the tape, which to me is more reliable anyway.
To some people, but how about this? It's different. It's different from me lining up with a guy that's against Appalachian State,
Right.
than lining up from a guy that is a 5-6 year veteran. He's
Facts.
in shape and everything else. He knows how to come out of break.
Right.
That's what I was getting at.
You know, he knows how to come out of
But
a break.
again, you're talking about once you're in the league. I'm talking about where you're evaluating all college players, right? You're evaluating college players. You can't. When they come to your team, you don't know how your number one draft pick. You don't know how he's going to perform against your NFL players,
Right.
So if I have 2 college players, right, all I see is their college resume. I can't work them out in shorts and shirt. All I have is what I see from them in college. You don't know what no rookie is going to do once they step field on the NFL.
Absolutely.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that's what I'm saying. So that's why I think they put too much stock in the shirts and shorts than their actual college game tape.
Well, I think I think it's basically I believe it's a combination of both. You got a tape. You take a guy. I just watched the Football Life Tony Romo.
Yes.
I just watched that. I didn't know that Tony Romo was undrafted.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea he was undrafted. I had no idea that he was actually a pretty decent quarterback.
He was.
He was decent.
Yeah.
He was decent.
He was decent in the league.
That's what I'm talking about. Decent. He was decent.
Yes.
But not to get called. And here he was. He played what? Darn near 10 years in the league. I'm talking about played.
Played, yeah.
And he got paid well above decent money, if that's
Very well.
accurate.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, he didn't get paid no more than Sam Bradford. But I'm saying, you take a guy like that who wouldn't have gotten a shot anywhere else
Absolutely.
if he didn't go out and work out for these people.
That's why I said I agree with you that it's going to hurt those players.
I'm not talking about the first 2 rounds.
No.
I'm not talking about the first, second round guys. I'm talking about the guys from the 4th on down.
Yeah.
Those guys who otherwise wouldn't get a shot.
Right.
They're hurt.
But again, you're talking about once they're in the league. Once they're in the league. Oh, so since okay, so I see what you're saying. So you're saying that there are guys that could have moved up the draft board based off the shorts and shirts workout, and now they may not get that opportunity
They're not going to get
to
it.
move.
They're not going. That's those
Fair
two guys
enough.
I'm talking about. I'm not
Right.
talking about the guys
Right.
I'm not talking about the guys that's getting. I'm not talking about Tua. I'm not talking about.
And the shorts and shirts is what everybody is a section of, working out these guys that the organization relied on. They relied on it. They never had a time where they didn't say, okay, we looked at your tape, go do this for us, so we can see you. So not having that part of the workout or that part of being able to look at that athlete.
Well, tell me one thing I can learn about an athlete in shorts and shirt that I can't look at a tape and learn. Now, take aside how they could have moved up if they got the chance and all that. I'm just saying, strictly from an evaluation standpoint, tell me one thing I can learn from an athlete in the shorts and shirt that I can't on tape.
Okay, real-time speed?
Real-time speed?
I'm guessing.
No, football, that's a good point, though.
Because
there's football speed and then there's track speed.
Let's talk about.
There's guys that's running 4.3s, receivers running 4.3s in the combine, but they get to the NFL, can't get open.
Correct. Nelson Aguilar.
Exactly.
Okay, I'll give you another.
Exactly.
I'll give you another one. A DB. We look at it. We look at him in college, and he is great playing one side of the field. He is great playing zone and everything else.
Correct.
Then you bring him in there, and you realize he can't play man worth a lick.
Well,
your defensive scheme is man to man. He's terrible man to man.
You won't learn that, but you won't learn that in shorts and shirts. Because when you do a workout in college for the scouts, you're not going against other people.
No, we talking about when they bring you in.
I agree with everything from bringing you in. I'm just saying from a talent, I don't think it should hurt anybody that they didn't get a shorts and shirt unless you were trying to work your way up. If I really want to learn about you, I could just throw on the tape. There's nothing else I can learn in shorts and shirt that I can't see on tape.
Fair enough. Ray, how much time we got?
Yeah, we got 3 minutes.
Okay.
Before we get out of here, I just wanted to do a quick round on what y'all think about Harvey Weinstein getting that 23.
Well, a lot of people thought Harvey because of who he was when he was supposed to get, it was supposed to have been 5 to 29,
right?
That he was going to get the 5. I don't know all the ins and outs. I know that the cliff notes of what he did, because I can say he did it now because he's been convicted, basically. But 23 years, based on everything that's floating around, I think that the chickens came home to roost. He got what he deserved.
Fact.
That's my opinion.
Still? Smoke?
It's a hard pill for me to swallow. I believe it's hard for a man to get all this time based on something that happened years ago. Might be a little excessive. I don't believe that rape is anything to belittle, downplay, dismiss, or anything else like that. Just a hard pill to swallow. And I just heard that Rick James' estate is being sued for rape for something that happened 40 years ago.
And he's dead.
Yeah,
and he's dead.
I saw that.
Yeah, that's madness. To me, that's madness.
That's madness.
That is what all of this has started.
What do you think, Smooth?
I agree with you. That's the chickens coming home to roost, man. You can't have that behavior all those years and it gets brought to the light and you don't have to pay for it.
Well, listen, out here, guys. I'm sorry that I think that this podcast was very good. And we had some great conversations. I think we got a little bit away from this illusion. I think this illusion is finishing up spectacularly. It was very smooth, very consistent, nice and sweet, but raw tobacco sweetness, and it went very well with this Cafe Jeffries coffee. So again, if you want this illusion cigar, you can grab it online at PearsonJeffries.com, or you can come to Pearson Jeffries Cigar and Coffee Lounge at 925 Providence Road and get all you want. So if you don't have them, we got them. Come and get them.
Message.
Peace.
The Chimney Effect has been a presentation of Pearson Jeffries Cigar and Coffee Lounge, located at 925 Providence Road in Seacane, Pennsylvania. You can also find us online at PearsonJeffries.com.